Let me ask you something. When was the last time you found a lead, a real qualified lead, without paying Zillow and without cold calling or without posting your face on Instagram every single day? When was the last time? Tell me the truth. Drop a comment down below, let me know, because if you're struggling to answer that question, I can help you. And if you want help with anything else I say in this video, first link in the description, you can book a no pressure, no obligation call with me, and I'll help you just for free because I want to see everybody succeed just like I have and the other agents I work with have. Now, because today I'm going to show you an exact AI stack I use to find leads that other agents aren't even looking for. And the best part, you can answer, or rather, you can use whichever AI tool you already love, whether that be ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, it doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to show you how to pair it with one tool called Manus. And if you haven't heard of Manus, this thing is insanely powerful, but that does the heavy research most agents don't have time to do. So now before I show you the system, I need to kind of warn you about one mistake almost every single agent I see and talk to make when it comes to, or rather when they start using AI for lead gen. I'll give it, I'll get to that in just a second, but first, what I want to do is, if you're new here, welcome. I'm Alex. I help real estate agents build smarter systems using AI and creative marketing so they can close more deals without burning out. And if you're struggling with the consistent lead flow right now and you'd like my direct help and support for free, like I said earlier, click the first link in the description. Let's have a chat. All right, let's get into it. So, mistakes that agents are making, this is kind of like a revolving door that every agent that I talk to keeps making. And the mistake is that most agents who start using AI use it to write things like listing descriptions, social captions, email newsletters. And look, that stuff is useful. It saves time, but here's what nobody really talks about. Writing content is a passive thing. It waits for leads to come to you, right? Finding leads with AI, that's active. That's a completely different game. And the shift from using AI as a writer to using AI as a researcher, that is the shift I want to make for you today. So here are the questions, right? What if your AI could tell you exactly who in your market is most likely to sell, or most likely to buy, or most likely to be underserved by every other agent in your community? That would be really cool, right? That's what this exact AI stack does. So let me walk you through it step by step. So step number one is choose your LLM of choice, your large language model, whatever one you want to use, ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, it doesn't really matter. So step one is to just choose your LLM. Think of it as like your thinking partner, right? Your research assistant. And I want you to be very clear. It doesn't matter, or I want to be very clear with you. It does not matter which one you choose. If you love ChatGPT, use that. If you prefer Claude, same thing. Great for the nuanced research and writing. If you like Perplexity, that one actually pulls live web data, which is very powerful for, real-time market research. But here's what I want to do. First, regardless of which tool you pick, open your LLM and type this exact prompt. I'm going to put it up on the screen here. I am a real estate agent in whatever your city is. Help me identify the top underserved lead niches, or niches, however you want to say that, in my marketplace right now. For each niche, tell me why they are motivated to move, what their biggest concerns are, and how I should approach them differently than a typical cold lead. So read what comes back very carefully. You're going to get back a list of niches you probably haven't really thought about before, like divorce leads, expired rentals, inherited properties, job relocations, pre-foreclosures in specific zip codes in your market. Now, here's the key insight. Your large language model that you choose, if giving you the strategy, but it can't go out and find the actual names, addresses, and phone numbers. So that's where step two comes in. This is the new tool. So use Manus AI for the deep research. Pretty much every LM has a deep research function. So this is the part most agents don't know yet. And I want to keep it that way, but I'm going to share it with you. So drop a thumbs up for getting the sauce and getting the good stuff before most of other people do. There's a tool that is called Manus AI, and unlike your standard LLM, Manus is an AI agent. That means it doesn't just think, it takes action, right? Kind of like the new version of Claude. And if you don't know about that, drop a follow. I got many more videos coming up on that, but it can basically browse the web, pull data from multiple sources, cross-reference information, and then give you a structured research report that would take you more or less a full day to manually do. Now, think of it this way. Your LLM is your, strategic, smart, fast, and full of idea partner. Manus is your field analysis. It goes out, does the legwork, and then brings you the data back, right? Kind of like a really smart dog. And here's how I use Manus for my real estate leads and research. First, I take the niche my LLM identified. Let's say, for example, it's divorce leads in my market that are underserved. I go into Manus, I give it a task like this. So I say, research the current divorce rate trends in my city, find public records or data sources that identify filled divorces in the last 6 months, cross-reference those with the median home values in the area, identify the top zip codes where divorced homeowners are most likely to need to sell quickly. Summarize your findings in a list actionable next steps for a real estate agent wanting to serve that niche. And then Manus goes to work. It pulls court record databases, census data, local news, real estate market data. It comes back with a report like that. It tells you exactly where to focus. So now here's something I haven't mentioned yet. And if you're still with me, you're going to get an extra little step. This is what ties it all together. And it's the part that turns research into actual conversations with real leads. I'll show you that in just a moment, but this is where everything kind of pays off. Okay, so step 3, this is where it all clicks together. You've used your LLM to identify a niche. You've used Manus to research it deeply. Now you take the Manus report that you bring and you give it back to the LLM of your choice, and you paste in the research summary, and you say something like this. You can use this exact prompt on the screen. Based on this research, write me a personalized outreach script for a homeowner going through divorce who lives in whatever zip codes it gives you, has a home worth approximately whatever value it gives you, and has been in the home for whatever years it gives you. AI will give you these, X, Y, and Z things. The tone should be empathetic, not salesy. Position me as a resource, not a closer. Give me 3 variations, one for a handwritten note, one for a text message, and one for an email. And just like that, you're going to have a customized, empathetic outreach written for a specific niche in your specific zip code based on your actual market research. That's the stack. 3 steps: LLM to identify the niche, Manus to do the research in super depth, and then your LLM to write your outreach. Obviously, don't take what the LLM gives you and just copy, paste, and send. Put your twist on it. Make it, make it personalized to you. So, meanwhile, here you are, right? Most agents are on their 3rd hour of scrolling Zillow. I'm just saying, that's usually how it goes. But you're all done with this. Now, let me give you a real example of how this works in practice, right? So one of the agents I work with here within the Wolfpack community at EXP, that's the brokerage I'm part of, they ran this exact stack targeting job relocation leads in their market. They used Claude to identify their niche. They used Manus to pull the data on top of the companies relocating, or rather about the companies relocating employees into their city. And then they used ChatGPT to write a personalized outreach sequence for each company's HR department, right? So then within 30 days, they had 13 conversations with motivated buyers who were more or less being transferred into the area and needed to buy relatively quickly. So there's no Zillow, no cold call, no paid ads, just a system and a little AI power. And that's what will get you the leads that you've always wanted, but never had the time to go get, right? So here's where I want to leave you. You do not need to be a tech person to use this stack. You just need to know the game has changed, right? And the agents winning right now aren't working harder. They're working smarter with better tools. So if you're struggling with consistent lead flow right now in today's market and you'd like my direct help support for free, just click the link in the description, drop a thumbs up, and let's talk about taking your business to the next level. There's no pressure, no pitch, just a conversation from an agent to an agent giving you the goods because others giving it to me and I just want to pass it forward. And if you want to go even deeper, in the next video, I'm going to give you the exact 5 ChatGPT prompts, and really you can use these in any LLM I use on a daily that have generated real conversations with real leads, a copy and paste and done for you system. So you can use those on the next video. So hit subscribe so you don't miss it, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.